Welcome back, folks, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nerd Brothers. I'm Chris, Ray, Lance.
And I'm Lance.
We're your friendly neighborhood geeks, right?
Yep.
That's what we do, man.
Geek on.
Yes, sir.
Geekers.
Nerd out with your nerd out. Guy almost said something, but yeah. I'm glad I edited myself. So,
about rocking out.
yeah. So we're back with some more nerdy shit to talk about, and man, there's a lot, right?
Yeah.
I think we were talking about earlier about, I don't know if you guys ever played like Mortal Kombat video games when you were kids or anything like that, but they had a movie in the late 90s,
Which sucked.
which just sucked.
It did not suck back
sucked.
then.
Dude, that blonde
now
chick,
it does.
that blonde
Back
chick
then
was
it
hot
was-
though.
She was the only good part about the movie.
Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so far. Won't you just
I mean, I had high hopes for that movie, and I watched it, and I'm like, it made me even hate the video game. You know?
Jeez.
It was like, wow. It's like the disrespect. The disrespect. It's like, no, I'm even turned off from the video game now. Like, fuck it.
But
I loved it. I'm not gonna lie. That was awesome. The soundtrack.
whoa,
the soundtrack
whoa,
was
whoa.
awesome too.
There was a Mortal Kombat soundtrack?
Well, maybe one song.
Wow.
Test your might. Dun, 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 you know. Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
It was a song.
I'm glad I didn't buy that one. But the good news is a trailer dropped for the new movie. And we all watched it together earlier. And, I mean, we all feel mixed reviews about it. I think we all agreed it looked really cool. It looked like studio quality. This looked like...
Just the technology
Good.
they're using now instead of the puppets and the crappy technology back then. To me, it was cool back then because we didn't have better technology. So it's like you get what you get.
Well, and probably even back then, it's probably still considered like a low budget.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because it wasn't going to be
I think they
big
spent more
blockbuster.
money on like
No.
all the, the highly trained martial artists than they actually did. Actors. It's bad acting, but
Yeah,
fighting scenes are awesome.
like the Street Fighter movie.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever supposed to
Ooh.
be a blockbuster. It wasn't supposed to be like, we want multiple sequels. I think it was just like, we're just making it to make it, like, because Mortal Kombat was a popular video game. I don't think
Well,
they
they'd
were
make some
expecting-
money. And,
Just make a little bit of money.
and
They were
promote your
banking
game.
they were banking on the popularity is all they're doing. We're
Yeah.
going to bank on the popularity, just like with this Street Fighter. We're going to bank on the popularity. If it makes money, sure, that's fine, but we're not expecting to kill it. And it seems like this movie that they just made now, I think they're expecting it to do well to where they can turn it into a franchise.
No,
Which-
it looks dope.
Back then, I don't think they had no desire to do that. It was like we want to make it, but we don't want to make it.
That's a really
I think that's what was going on. And
isn't that a really expensive way
No.
to advertise a game? Like, isn't even making movies a low budget pretty expensive?
Oh,
Yeah.
Video games are.
But
Crazy.
a low budget
Movie
movie
budgets
is
now.
still
well,
probably
well, back then, for instance, they didn't have the mediums that we have now. They didn't have the Amazons and Netflix and all that to where they could push it.
Yeah.
Back then they had the blockbusters and the Hollywoods and all the indie.
It got pushed
The-
at the
the indie-
arcades, bro. That was it. I mean,
Yeah.
and then when it got pushed into Nintendos and stuff like that.
well. I mean, I never played Mortal Kombat until we got to Monterey. That's Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is amazing.
Well, that's when it first came
it
out.
looks
though.
lifelike.
It was close. That's right when it came out.
Yeah.
92.
Because we were, well, all of us, we played Street Fighter 2. We loved it.
Yeah.
But Mortal Kombat came
Don't
out, I
ever
was like,
make a movie, please, again, ever,
Yeah.
ever. I don't care even when we have the technology now. Don't do it. That was
I always
the worst
thought-
movie I've ever seen in my life.
Street Fighter was a better game. I remember playing Mortal Kombat the first time at a Round Table Pizza.
well, that's debatable. I don't like saying that.
I thought it was better as a kid.
The blood made it cool.
I just thought
blood
did.
made it awesome. That's
Well,
what
you know,
the
also-
flow was better.
Yeah.
It
The-
flowed
the-
better.
The block button on Mortal Kombat is
Even when I
something
played to
kinda
this
special.
day, I
Yeah.
played it
'Cause
earlier.
it does, because it
holding
gives
back
you,
was so much easier on Street
well,
Fighter
yeah,
than
but
actually having
it
to hit
takes
a
a little
button.
bit more effort to use the block button in Mortal Kombat.
I would say more.
So it gives you more moves.
I'd say it's
Yeah.
be a better player to play Mortal Kombat. 'Cause you had
100%.
to hit a block, up
Yeah.
block, and a down block. in Street Fighter, you just pulled back on the stick and
Right.
down or up. It was easy.
Right.
Like, it was super easy.
And
Playing as much Street Fighter as I had, like I was playing Mortal Kombat today because I got it on at the cabinet. I was playing it, but I always find myself pushing back to block.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just naturally,
It's natural.
it's
That's
so
what I was gonna say.
natural to do it. But then again, you got to remember that blocking comes second nature in Mortal Kombat opposed to Street Fighter because it's just so easy to push
Yeah.
back opposed to Mortal Kombat where you got to push the button.
Yeah.
So Mortal Kombat, a lot of times, the early stages, you don't block. But when you get up in the ranks, when you're getting ready to fight like the Goro and all that, you got to block. Blocking is very important.
Yeah.
So block is just one of the main buttons
Well, I
that you're
think
holding.
even whoever you're playing, if they threw a fireball and you hold back, it knows to block for you.
Right.
You don't just keep walking backwards in Street Fighter. It know okay, this guy threw a fireball. This guy's holding back. He must want to block, which it's like autopilot kind of like, which made it
kinda
easier,
is,
I guess.
yeah.
So I think anyone that played Mortal Kombat was probably a better,
You were a more skilled player with Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, yeah, because it's giving you more abilities to for defense.
Yeah. But
You know?
yeah, so it was harder. Obviously, I think maybe people like that. So plus you have the blood. You didn't have that in Street Fighter, and then you have the finishing moves, which
That was never
awesome too.
the finishing moves are cool,
Yeah.
but none of that
The
really is a
blood,
game changer.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm on the fence different than you guys. I like them both, so I'm not going to say
No, I like them both. And
one's better than the other.
I would lean more towards Street Fighter because
Well, I
that's
think
kind of what
most
I
people
like.
would.
I like Street Fighter.
Most we grew up with. Yeah.
But I
Same.
think all in all, Mortal Kombat's a better game.
Yeah.
It's just a better game.
Yeah.
It's more
Well, there's kind of a
polished.
difference. Mortal Kombat is that, and Street Fighter is more of that old school arcade fighter.
Yeah.
And that's just any kid can throw in a quarter and have some fun. Where I think where Mortal Kombat, like, skill level's a little bit higher. You know, you have to block a little bit better.
Yeah.
So
Well,
maybe
the-
the skill level.
The
a little bit.
preview had me like when Sub-Zero froze that blood, turned it into a knife, and
Oh, you're talking about
stabbed
the movie trailer.
Yeah, I was like, that's dope. I'm like, I'm gonna see it. Just
Yeah,
It
from
looks
that
like,
scene.
it
I was
looks like you're playing the game. It's like
It looked
wow,
really
that's
cool.
badass.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for you guys who don't know, the movie trailer for Mortal Kombat, the movie just dropped on YouTube. Go check it out. That's what we're talking about. And there was a scene that Ray was talking about where Sub-Zero like froze the blood coming out of the dude. It looked like Scorpion,
Yeah,
which
basically it's
If you
dripping
know
down, and
if you
it
know
turns
those
into a
guys.
knife as he freezes it, and it's
Yeah.
like an icicle, freezing and stabbing it with it.
Which
But it was
is,
blood. It was awesome.
pretty badass.
Yeah.
So
So,
they're gonna have fatalities.
yeah,
yeah,
a lot of
so-
fatalities.
yeah.
So it looks like it's gonna be very similar to how the video game is gonna be. So.
And I'm assuming if anybody's watching the show, you're nerds like us, and you'll be into that stuff. So check it out. And yeah, I think it looks cool. I mean, why not? I mean, with the technology now that they didn't have 30, 25 years ago, it looks
Yeah.
really cool. So yeah, I'm down for it.
It's refreshing. It's gonna be a
sure.
Yeah.
refreshing look on.
But like I said, don't
Kombat.
recreate Street Fighter, please. Don't.
What if Van Damme
Some
comes
things
back?
you don't do. You don't remake Goonies. You don't make Street Fighter.
You don't remake. Well, you don't remake like Back to the Future. You don't redo them.
Yeah, those are things you don't touch. Yeah,
It's
Street Fighter, you messed up already, so you just
Yeah.
don't try even. It was bad, so bad.
it didn't need to be Street Fighter.
No,
They could have called it something completely different.
yeah, I thought it was like G.I. Joe instead, like
because he looked
like a bad G.I. Joe
He
movie.
looked, he
Guile,
looked like
yeah.
Flint, yeah. He looked
John
like
Claude?
Flint, Yeah.
It was like a bad G.I. Joe movie. That's what it reminded me of.
And he played Guile, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he could have played.
No
he should
long-
have played
no
like
long
Ryu. Something.
yeah.
Or-
You'd think he would have played
or
Ryu
Ken,
instead.
you know. Put on the gi.
Anyone but Guile.
Because last time I checked, Guile didn't have like the Flint hat from G.I. Joe. He
Yeah.
didn't wear that, so I don't
No
know. I think
more-
they completely. shit
No more
on that.
remakes, man. Do your own original.
But that's
Oh.
Hollywood for you. That's what Hollywood does.
But we were talking about that earlier,
Remakes.
off camera, because that's what we do. Remakes. There's all kinds of weird things going on now. Saved by the Bell,
Oh man,
Punky Brewster. Oh,
Funky Bruce.
baby.
Punky Brewster. Her real name is Soleil Moonfry, and apparently she's either coming out with a documentary or a book.
And a show. I'm pretty sure she's
or it's a show. I don't know.
No, she might be doing both is what I'm saying.
All I know is I
she
read
has a
about
show.
it. I was reading her article. In her own words, she quoted, she lost her virginity, Charlie Sheen, when she was 18 years old. And it's like, you're not going, wow. Like, whoa, dude, that's crazy. Because it's Charlie Sheen. He probably, dude, imagine.
That guy's banging every chick in the 80s and 90s.
How old are you? 18.
Of age?
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That just proves how much of a creep dude really is. You know?
I've been watching you for a long time.
Yeah, he has issues and
like him or not, love him or not.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it too, like
creepy and all that stuff. I mean, he's got the HIV, so
yeah. It's called karma.
Yeah,
but
I mean, chicks are probably chasing him too. It's probably not the other way around though.
Well, not now.
No, not now. I'm saying when he was in the 80s,
I guess
90s,
so. If you're,
dude, there's a good-looking dude.
I would say,
Rich,
I would say
that's possible.
I would say like I would say non-celebrity people, or maybe. Yeah. But I think he's a creep in the industry.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But you know, chicks.
I guarantee you, when he showed up to parties, Hollywood parties, they're like, "Good God,
Charlie's
like,
you're like the old man who never left the hometown."
Yeah, he probably creeps.
He's like, dude, you're still going to our parties.
Yeah.
It's like we're 21 and you're like 50.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about like Ferris Bueller days when he was, doing cameos and that.
Well,
good looking dude.
We'd
Girls
have to
probably like all over him.
We'd have to look at the timeline. So
yeah.
By the time she was 18, her show was already well gone.
Done.
Her career was over.
Yeah, she was done.
So if she runs into a guy like Charlie Sheen, she's like, oh, wow, he's hot.
Yeah.
Let's go with it. So I could see it then. Because he was probably at the height of his career.
Yeah.
And when he maybe wasn't creepy then, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
I never...
I
he
think
was
he's
never like a sex...
Can we say...
No, because he's always been creepy. We don't really, the Corey Haim's and all that. We don't want to get into that. The guy's a fucking creep.
That just makes my skin crawl just talking about that. Yeah. So, but anyways, that was that because we were talking about
just reboots,
and 90210 tried it, and just about everybody else.
Full House.
I just read Full House.
Fuller House.
Can we just get people to write original stuff? I mean. Isn't that so much more refreshing?
It's not even that bad. Like, I wouldn't mind rewatching it too. Like, if the whole family in Fuller House was there, but like they just kind of like they did one episode where everyone's there, and then they just next episode everyone we're going back to home or to work or whatever, and then you just got the kids to deal with, and you're like, that's not what I was watching it for.
You lure in the old fans,
yeah,
absolutely. You dangle the carrot,
yeah,
and then you try to lure in new fans, and
same thing with 90210.
That's what I was gonna say. Same. The first 90210. Reboot, they tried that, and I watched it too, and I'm like, dude, there's gonna be Brenda and Donna and Kelly. I'm like, dude, I'm in.
Yeah,
and they were just teasers.
Yeah, it's all these teenage kids, and they're like, one couple of them are teachers or whatever, But
yeah,
well, like Star Wars, they did the same thing.
Yeah,
with
we'll get to that later. Hey, trust me, folks.
Hey, you bring in.
We're trying to be calm right now. My hand's shaking.
Han. And had an opportunity, but So that's exactly what Hollywood doesn't give a fuck about the fans. They don't care. They're only out to.
They're trying to reel you in with that carrot, like you said, and then hope you stay once they maybe you and your kid can enjoy it together or something. But you're like, nah, this sucks. I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, so I brought my kid to watch Luke Skywalker drink blue milk from an alien's teeth. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like what they're doing. It's
total
like
family movie, man.
They're insulting our intelligence. Is what? Wow, that was.
I gotcha.
They're insulting our intelligence.
It looks like you got shot.
They're insulting our intelligence. Is what they're doing. It's like they're brainwashing us. You like that, but we're going to make you not like that because we're going to introduce you to something new is what they're trying to do.
It is.
Like saying, you know what? You like that, but it's like, you don't like that. You like this.
We're going to reel you in with it. You bring your kid, and then we sucker your kid into loving it, even though you don't. But at least we got your kids now. You might leave. You paid for the show. So
what you
now we
liked,
suckered your kid into it though, and they're gonna keep coming back.
what you liked
might
was
not.
wrong. It was bad.
Yeah.
This here is better. So we're going to play what you thought was good, but we're going to
Erase you
reintroduce.
from history.
We're going to play what
What was
you
that?
like, but we're going to reintroduce
Back to
you.
the Future.
We're going to play what you like, but we're going to reintroduce you to something new that
And-
you should like, that
and
you're
for-
going to like.
And
that.
forget that old stuff.
Exactly.
Because it wasn't good anyways.
Right.
It was racist and what's the other word? Homophobic, xenophobic, Gina.
Gina. Damn, Gina.
Damn, Gina. That's what we do on the show. Welcome, nerds.
Nerd on.
Speaking of Gina. That's our.
Oh,
that's our.
I did that on
Burnt out.
accident. Wow.
Probably actually, burnt out. Sorry, anyone. that
Gina
knows
Carano, man.
getting
She
shit.
got such a bad rap, and now there's talks about Disney's trying to backpedal and thinking about hiring her back after the backlash.
I hope they do.
After their stocks crashes, everyone's canceling their Disney Plus. They're like, hey,
At that point, it's like, do you want your job back?
Can
Though?
we
It's
get
like, man, no.
like, fuck you,
Screw you
man.
guys. Yeah.
Well, they had so much in the works with her in it. So if I'm Favreau, I'm like, good God, you basically fucked a couple of my shows up because they were revolved around her.
Around
I
her.
actually had a show planned with her as a fucking star in
Right.
it.
Yeah.
And it's cut because you don't agree with a simple tweet that she tweeted. It's just the hypocrisy in it. I just it's mind-boggling to me. It really is.
And
So they should backpedal.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but one of the first people I think Favreau hired for Mandalorian was her, like with no audition. It's like,
Yeah.
you are Cara Dune.
Yeah.
Hands down. Like,
Yeah.
boom. And then she gets whacked. Because you damn well know I'm not going to say her damn name. But
Kennedy.
the fact that, no, I can't do it, man. If I was her, I'd be like, no, man.
Well, that's just a small character.
I mean,
like that's a small character like Gina Carrera. Like,
but it's like it's weird. It's like trying
what
to
about Hayden?
Yeah, well, that's another topic.
She wants to boot him the fuck off too.
Jesus Christ. So yeah,
That's where I'm drawing the line. Like now you're talking
And
about
why is another kind of mind-boggling. I mean, at least with the Gina,
well, at least
they
like
look
what
at
Raven.
it, it's politically driven. It doesn't fit the narrative, so they
Yeah.
feel like, well, you go against us, you're getting whacked. With Hayden, it was just like it wasn't her hire, so if it's not her idea, we aren't going with it.
and that goes back into like anything that has to do with you old farts back in the Star Wars days. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Just for the listeners out there,
do
we're
my own
talking
thing.
about. There's another article that came out today.
It was
That
like yesterday, something like that.
yesterday, Kathleen Kennedy now wants to remove Hayden Christensen from coming back to reprise his role as Darth Vader in future episodes, which has already been planned, done. He's been working out with Ewan McGregor
For
6 months, already working on their scenes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this woke ass whack job wants to get him out of the job for no other reason that she doesn't want the existing Star Wars to exist.
Anything tied with the
I
pre-existing
don't understand
Star
that.
Wars, yeah.
Why can't you have? I mean, we've talked about this before. I mean, if she wants to have her own Woketopia Star Wars, go do it.
Do her and like Favreau
Well,
just hate each other?
No. Yeah, there is.
They
that-
would
there's
have
that
to hate
civil
each
war.
other, like,
because
sure.
because Favreau, what he does, he
picked him,
represents.
like,
He
he
represents.
pushed that.
Exactly. He represents the old Star Wars.
Yeah.
He represents the George Lucas. He understands Star Wars. He understands the lore involved in it. I don't think Kathleen Kennedy does.
Yeah.
She wants it to go in another direction, like you're right, because she could start something new. She can do like what they're doing with the comics with the High Republic. She can go and do the Woketopia. She absolutely can, and they're only going to get that certain fan base because the original fan base, they're not going to go there and watch it. So go ahead and start your own woke universe, but leave the
And watch
original
it.
universe out of it. That's all
Yeah.
you got to do.
Instead of trying to kill it.
And
Right.
even if she did, it would fail. because
it will.
God, how would I put it? There's more of us than you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Whoop. Said it.
And the numbers are speaking. They speak. Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie, bro.
So,
You get all your blue-haired army. Let's go. You ain't gonna win. God.
What's the thing? Like Favreau was saying that he's got multiple projects for him lined up, so it's not just one thing. So
well, because like Kathleen Kennedy, she's pissed off at Jon Favreau for another reason, because when the High Republic came out with that comic book, it was supposed to do well, but it came out the same time that Luke Skywalker is reintroduced to Mandalorian, which took all the thunder away from the High Republic, which was a high anticipated comic book, but it played backpedal to, God forbid, Luke Skywalker comes back to screen as Luke Skywalker form. Fuck me running. Is that a bad thing?
Who would say?
Know she was pissed with that.
Oh, she was mad as hell about that.
And that just makes me say even more that she should be fired. If she's thinking about the success of one of the biggest TV shows on the planet right now,
which is keeping Disney Plus on
keeping down a measly $1.75 comic book down.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you got to get your priorities straight.
Yeah.
You can pump your comics. That's fine. But, comic books are here, right? That's part of your sales. I get that.
Yeah.
Star Wars movies and shows, it's like, it's up there.
Yeah.
You can't even...
Movies, memorabilia.
Yeah, dude. And 2 words.
Yeah,
Luke
memorabilia. Yeah.
Skywalker. Luke Skywalker versus your fucking comic. Hey.
Your woke ass comic.
Dude, I'm a comic book reader too, but come on. That's just not how business works. Pump your comic, but don't say it failed because of
a guy that's building your brand.
Show.
A guy that is helping your streaming service thrive. Okay, so that's
exactly
what it is.
What's good for Star Wars is good for that too.
And that's Favreau bringing back our age group back to
people,
Star Wars instead of us boycotting and saying screw these.
God forbid
crap.
you bring back the face of Star Wars.
Yeah.
What put Star Wars on the map is one Luke Skywalker. God forbid you bring him back, the guy that actually is the reason why there is Star Wars, a Disney Star Wars.
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker is one of the main reasons.
Hell, if anything, I want to see some remakes of
Favreau
prequels of them growing up after.
Well, there was talks of that
after their birth. I want to see how they grew up.
Well, I think there will
him
be
and Leia.
Well, that's what the Obi-Wan show will mostly
Yeah.
focus on.
But it's I don't know. It just feels like they want to get rid of everything that has to do with them.
Well, as long as Favreau and Filoni are there, and George is going, George will be fine.
Yeah, they're fighting it, but that's why there's that civil war, because you got the people on the Kathleen Kennedy team that are they're anti it, So
well, you said something interesting earlier about the Jack Dorseys of the world. They actually think that they're the majority, and it's you guys are so wrong.
Well, Jack Dorsey literally thinks
there's just more people.
95% of the United States of America hates Trump, and he literally
or they hate conservatives.
That. Yes,
and
it's all bad.
It's a lot closer than you think it is.
I mean, again, numbers don't lie, so don't be tricked and fooled by that. I mean, this country isn't that much divided.
How many friends do you have with blue hair?
I don't know any blue-haired weirdos.
Do you have any friends who
Yeah,
yeah.
I think about it all the time. You hear all these people who have all this power to change
but where are they?
Getting actors fired or shit like that. I've never met one.
They're on the
get
street.
it. So you're either just being fake, let's just say you're oh no, that doesn't offend me, but then you're going and typing into someone's social media.
Right.
I'm so offended what Ray said today. No, it's bullshit.
Right.
Come on, where are these people at?
I'd like to meet all these offensive people.
If you take away social media, we don't have a problem anymore.
No, we do not have a problem.
What'd you say earlier? Career victim, right?
Yeah, they're
professional victims.
Professional career victims is what they are. It's everybody wants to be a victim. I mean, it's not cool to be a victim. It's not cool to be.
I'm offended you said that.
To be offended.
You know what I mean? It's
I'm offended that you're offended.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm offended that you're both offended.
That's how it is now.
I'm offended by that. I'm offended that you're offended that I'm offended.
Yeah.
Well,
So how does that go?
I'm just gonna go grab a bottle
I
of whiskey.
identify as offended.
Well,
You identify it?
I identify as offended. There you go.
Wow, that takes a cake,
I
man. I don't know if I can beat that one.
that's like you can't stamp a double stamp. You can't.
Triple stamp, double stamp.
You triple stamp a double
You can't triple stamp a double stamp, Harry.
But Ray just did it. He offended it is what he did. It's done. It's over.
Are those your
Curtains.
skis?
Curtains.
Both of them?
Just get over it, America.
Yeah,
Everybody's
I'd
fitted.
love to meet one. I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah, I haven't met one really yet.
Yeah.
I'd love to
They're
meet
only offended on the box, the
Yeah.
Google box. They're only offended on the Twit.
like
you know,
even
just-
at work, I'm like, I don't meet those kind of people even at work.
I
like,
know.
where
By
do
no
you
means.
where
Well,
are these
we've been
people
talking.
at?
We've been talking about this for years, and I think most of the liberals I know are the liberals I knew from my youth. We're all on the same level on a few things, but they're not like they don't got blue hair and like freaking out about shit. They're like, hey man, I don't like this and like that. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
These fuckers though, they're like,
They want
no to everything, no. I'm like, do you even know what you're
It's
talking
like,
about?
fuck you and your new Star Wars.
Well, like,
Death to Skywalker.
They
like with
don't
all
even
these
know what
people-
they're bitching about.
yeah. Well,
It's
with all these people bitching about
like
you
it's
know
like a talking point. They
a
got
certain
like
actor or whatever, and then they get fired from a show. I'm like, dude, you're not punishing just that actor. You're punishing the whole cast because now the show's gone.
You're
So you
punishing-
hurt everybody that has to do with that show, whether it's actors, the boom mic guy, the director, the writers, the producers, like everyone. The
Yeah,
people who go
everyone's-
get their sandwiches for lunch.
Everyone's
Like
losing
you
work.
you made everyone lose their jobs because you want one person removed.
Yeah.
Like that's stupid. Think about the other people who run it. I mean,
and 80-90% of the fans are like, I watched that show because of that person. That's
yeah.
it.
And so
And I don't
people
give a shit.
then you got people boycotting the show because that person's gone.
Right.
I mean,
Not
Gina
because
Carano,
what that person did, but because they like that person as a character.
Gina Carano wasn't a big star in Mandalorian. It's just she didn't make or break the show. I think people are just bent out of shape. It's like, why was she fired?
It's the handling of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The show will live on. I understand that she
Dude, she got
had-
fired on
for a-
social media.
for a tweet.
It's like getting
on
fired
social
on their day off.
Right.
What are you doing, Craig? You get fired on your day
Well,
off.
it's like you fired on social media. We're firing you on social
That's-
media.
yeah.
That's,
Like there you go.
I ain't gonna lie. That's,
It's BS.
it's fucked up.
And then you got huge, like I think we talked about earlier. Like you got huge actors like
Johnny
The
Depp.
Rock, like or Johnny Depp. Or,
Oh,
yeah, that's the hugest one. I mean, it's Johnny Depp.
yeah, we
I
were
mean,
talking about that
getting-
earlier.
Canceled for having a bad divorce.
Yeah.
And having a whack job for an ex-wife.
Nothing illegal.
Nothing illegal.
Nothing legal.
Nothing criminal. Nothing criminal.
Yeah,
He's getting canceled because he went through a nasty divorce that went public.
Yeah.
Like me losing my job if I were to have a nasty divorce. That's just not how it works.
Yeah.
I shouldn't lose my job because I had an ex-whack job for a wife.
Yeah.
Nothing
Right.
was criminal.
You get a Dewey, you don't get
Yeah.
fired. I mean, unless you're a driver for a company or something.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
But
Sure,
yeah,
that makes
DUI
sense.
shouldn't get you fired from a job.
Because that's doing shit that's illegal.
Yeah.
I understand Johnny Depp beat the living shit out of her and he went to jail, and I get that, but dude just had a nasty divorce. That's it.
That I think there's part of that's debatable. Like maybe she might have.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not condoning like.
Oh no, like
I don't
Bruce and all
condone it
that.
either.
Yeah,
I don't-
all that.
I've said this
all-
before.
yeah.
I think I said it earlier when we were talking about this.
But I think your personal life should be your personal life, and I know it's
Yeah,
hard when
but-
you're
yeah.
a superstar. But
if they're both toxic to each other, but I'm just not. Why
if
is it?
you're that offended, I did that. Don't go see the
It's
movie.
always weird that it always falls on the dude,
Right.
and no one maybe even considers the fact that like, dude, maybe that chick's a little out there.
She should be held just as
Didn't
accountable.
she like take a dump on his
He
bed or
took a
something?
shit on his bed.
I mean,
And the dude's a wine collector. I mean, he has like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 bottles
Yeah,
of
that's
wine,
weird,
and
man.
it
I
was
mean-
just like baseball practice with him.
I mean, you could be
know,
all kinds
so-
of weird, but that's just
Yeah, she's in that job, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
kinda-
just
that's
with him. You know, she's had previous partners. Even her mom called her a whack job. So
her own mom.
yeah, her own mom called her a whack job. So it's kind of well known that the dude, well, the chick is He's a bit loony. So.
Well, I said on other podcasts too, we're just talking about stuff we see on the internet and the news, just like you guys.
You can Google it.
Do your own research. Yeah. I'm not telling you it's the truth. We're just saying this is what we read as well. Yeah. It's free. It's on the internet. So do your own research. Don't take our word for it. We're not. We weren't there. No one was there.
We're not lawyers.
We're not lawyers.
No, but if you're a lawyer, call me. I might need you.
Yeah, I mean,
but the joint though, because we were talking about that earlier. How can you have Pirates of the Caribbean
without him?
Well, yeah. Before we get into that,
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
I'm not.
I know I jumped the gun because we were talking about earlier about the Addams Family.
Yeah,
what he was supposed to be in.
He was supposed
with Tim Burton.
He had a job. Tim Burton. They go back way back. They're like peas in a pod.
Fucking couple.
And Netflix told Tim Burton straight up, you can't have Johnny Depp as that character. Sorry. Gomez. Right?
Yeah.
Sorry. No. And Tim Burton's like, okay.
I'm like, I'll wait and find someone who will accept him.
I would say if I was Tim Burton, I'm like, well, then you ain't get my show.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
stand up.
He's Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Stand up for your friend. He's Tim Burton. I'm like, I'll take it to Hulu.
Yeah.
I'll take it somewhere else, man.
I'll take it to some brand new company. Like,
dude, Tim, take it to my house.
I'll take it to Tubi.
I'll
take it to Tubi, and I'll give them their first biggest show ever. It's gonna be a hit.
Do it.
Buy stocks.
Stand up for your buddy, man. Yeah. I hope something like that happens because we hear about things like that. It's just
I'm not gonna see Pirates of the Caribbean without Johnny Depp.
Well, there is no Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I have virtually no desire.
If there is one or whatever, I mean, I'm not seeing it. Like,
I mean, even if they had the old jack wagons, the chick in Orlando,
I wouldn't see it.
I'm like,
if it doesn't have them in it,
well, no, they're making the new one. You know,
yeah.
I'm
boycotting
that.
Without
Captain,
I ain't watching
Jack Sparrow. It's not a movie.
No,
you know,
because it doesn't have to be called Pirates of the Caribbean. It could be called something else. I don't know why they're calling it Pirates of the Caribbean.
If I was some rich ass producer or director, I would be like, dude, you want to do a pirate movie? Let's do it. Like, and we're gonna open up the same day as Pirates of the Caribbean. Guess who's going to go see what?
Just a spider.
I guarantee you're gonna go see Johnny Depp over Pirates of the Caribbean.
But here's what's probably strange about that: they probably own the rights. Like he probably can't even act like that anymore, right? I
hear you sell your soul when you go to Disney.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, they own all the rights. They probably own Keith Richards. They probably do. Like, Keith, you can't act on stage. Keith, nope.
Yeah, stop that.
Well, that's fine because Keith Richards will outlive Disney. So I'm glad someone got it.
Yeah.
Here's the. I don't know if they can hear it.
Sold the devil.
Or did he? Some people said the devil sold their soul to Keith Richards.
Still kicking.
So we had we kind of did some Star Wars talk, but was there anything else we want to talk about? Or was that the pinnacle we went to?
Well, just like
we went to Hayden Christensen.
Yeah. Well, just like with the Star Wars, it's like it's in such a weird state. I don't know if they're gonna be able to like get their head out of their ass with it. I mean, sure, we got the Mandalorians and the Flanagan's and the Favreaus. They're trying to. I mean, they're fighting. They're fighting. But it just seems like it's an uphill battle.
Well, there's something I probably told you years ago. I don't know if we've talked about it recently, but the writers and directors of Game of Thrones, they were supposed to take the next trilogy. You heard about that too, right?
Yeah.
And it was like done deal, signed. And it was, I forget their names, but Dan and Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Dan and Dave from Game of Thrones are supposed to do the next Game of Thrones trilogy.
Game of Thrones or
Star Wars. It's supposed to be like in the past, like the old Republic.
Oh, gotcha now. Okay.
And they just fell apart. It's just like, well, they're not doing it anymore. It makes you wonder if that was a Kathleen Kennedy related thing too.
Because remember when Kathleen Kennedy agreed to hire when Ryan Johnson came aboard to do The Last Jedi.
He's the one that screwed everything up, right?
They said, he said, I'm only going to do this if I get like a trilogy, if I get my own spin-off. So that's kind of what he still says to say, that I'm getting my own spin-off. I'm getting my own trilogy. So I think Kathleen Kennedy really likes this dude, and he is the future director of Star Wars. They don't want nobody else coming in. He's a puppet. Kathleen says jump, he asks how high. That's just the way it is. You know, and that's what she wants.
I need more people.
She wants yes men. She doesn't want the flown in the fabric. She doesn't want that because
no Skywalkers. I want more blue hair and no Skywalkers.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's like, Ryan, how do you feel about Skywalker? Luke, fuck him. You're hired.
But here's the thing about that.
Who?
Exactly, who?
What name did you say?
Luke, I don't remember him.
Oh, no.
Is he the guy that got his hand chopped off by a weird dad?
I don't know. Well, I've been watching Star Wars my whole life, and I've never heard of Luke. So
must not have had a dad.
Sarcasm.
I got this girl by the name of Ray. Oh, I like it.
That I'm offended by.
Yeah. Oh, you're offended.
I'm offended by that.
And it's even spelt the same.
I know, right? Don't get me to that damn movie. Oh, God.
Yeah, well.
That's where we are.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
You want stormtroopers out battling fucking
Jedi or Sith.
Or Sith,
yeah.
Come on.
Well, let's don't get us started on how,
I'm not going to start this.
How more powerful Rey and Kylo Ren were than, like, Luke and Vader and Yoda. It's like, dude can pull a ship down from the sky. I don't know. Did we talk about that last week? I don't want to.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I think we went on a little rant like that. Yeah.
Dude.
A little bit.
Rey is like a Padawan. She really pulls down a ship.
Dude, she started off as a Jedi Master. What are you talking about?
I'm like, well, yeah, man.
She had 2 whole minutes of training.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, we barely seen, yeah. What's her past? There's no past. Nobody cares. And the people who created it don't care. They're like, well, she just is who she is. She just exists.
Like, whether or not you like the prequels, that's okay. But Anakin Skywalker was pod racing at like 5 years old. Dude had skills. He had ability.
I make fun of Luke for the lack of training he had. And he still had way more training.
I have too.
I'm like, I make jokes about that shit. Like, he took a flight and, you know, he took a flight and he's practicing with that little laser fucking robot ball.
He had a day.
He's getting zapped in the ass.
He had a day with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
And then he eventually got to train with
Yoda and on.
Because we were watching
Empire
the other day, and we were watching. I'm like, do you realize Luke Skywalker's first duel was Darth Vader?
Darth Vader, yeah.
Like, no scrub or no rookie. It's like your first fight, Darth Vader. And it's like, what?
Oh, he took it easy on him. He knew. Like, he didn't even know yet.
He got his fucking hand chopped off.
Yeah.
Well, Vader knew.
Yeah. And that's because you're my son. You're lucky I didn't fuck you up.
Exactly. Vader knew, but Luke was try hard.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm trying to whack you, old man.
He's doing the windmill. Kids, like, the bully's got his hand on his forehead, and he's like, no.
No, he went hard on that one.
Yeah.
For sure. And Vader's like, Luke. Oh, you guys know I'm not going to do the whole, I could. I wish I had one of those buttons on there going, Luke.
Well, that's what he did a lot of times. He just walked around. He was like Michael Myers.
He was stalking him.
He was stalking
him. We said that years. It almost was like a horror movie. Because Luke's like, what the fuck? It's like, he's like, Jesus Christ.
I know what you did last summer. Where is he?
Yeah, because he was walking. Yeah, the way Vader was walking is very Michael Myers.
Yeah, it's like,
is what he was.
Quiet.
Yeah. Stealth. He's just kind of walking around. Talking, too. While he was walking. Like, Luke didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Search your feelings. Right? He's like, and Luke's is like, what the fuck is going on here, man? I thought this was a family movie.
Like, done pissed myself?
Dude, this is PG-13, bro. I got this giant dude in a black suit stuck in me.
Gonna whack me.
So, man, I didn't sign up for this shit.
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, that's what. And Rey, what she was sold for beer money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Kylo admitted he lied about that because she, spoiler alert, she's Palpatine's daughter via clone, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Force, that was Force.
What was that last movie called?
Oh, the Rise of the Skywalker.
Rise of the Skywalker?
Yeah.
The adopted Skywalker?
Well, I think we talked about this last week. I don't want to be like...
No.
I think we actually talked about it a little bit, but she really just renamed herself.
Yeah.
She's a Palpatine by blood, but she's like, oh, Rey Skywalker.
It was just... when I picked up, it was just from...
Well, my name is Brad Pitt.
The small amount of
What's your
time.
name?
The only Skywalker blood in that movie was Kylo Ren.
I think it was just the small amount of time that she had with Luke that she was just giving tribute to that.
Yeah,
That's what I picked up from it.
You don't change your name.
Well, she didn't have a name. She was just Rey.
Well, just be Rey, man.
Well,
Why get us into it when we think we're like, ooh, Skywalker, what?
Well, I get why you wouldn't call yourself Palpatine, because then everyone would want to kill you. Good guys and bad guys.
Yeah.
But
Rey, yeah.
Pick up your own last name. Yeah. I guess it's not that bad. I'm at a loss of words.
No, it is.
Well, because it wasn't going nowhere. I can understand if we were going to have a spin-off of Rey Skywalker.
But we're not.
But that was it. That saga ended then and there. So there was no point to it. I understand if Rey was going to do standalone movies and it was just going to be the Rey Skywalker saga, but I don't understand the reason behind it.
Well, and the thing I don't get is...
That's what I was thinking.
The thing that I don't get is that it's Disney. You think they'd be milking these things just...
They could. And they could.
This is an 8-part fucking movie.
And they had every chance...
You can milk the
to make Rey
out of it.
a Skywalker.
They could. I mean, if they
could have made it Luke's daughter. They could have made it Obi-Wan Kenobi's daughter. They did every opportunity. It could have been Rey Kenobi. It could have been It could have been
she
Rey
could have
Skywalker.
her own Netflix TV show. I
But
mean, not
they
Netflix,
didn't
on Disney
choose
Plus.
that. They didn't choose that.
Yeah.
They made her a Palpatine.
I mean,
what does that tell you? That's like it's like, dude, I'm gonna write a great movie and like.
Whoa, we're trying to make money here.
We found out
we're trying to make fast money. Like,
you're really cool, but you're like Gavin Newsom's son.
Because by
dude,
now,
that's not good. But you're rich.
She could be like,
It's like no, it's not. This is not good. This is a bad thing.
She could actually be bad now. Let's say that they did make movies or turn it into a TV show. She could have already been a Palpatine. She could have said, "Fuck the Jedi. I'm bad now." She could have just went dark.
Yeah,
she could just as easily, if not more,
and push Kylo Ren to become good.
Exactly.
Well, Kylo Ren's dead.
The bloodline. No, I'm just saying, like they could have,
spun it.
Yeah, they could have spun it.
There's a good chance if they actually kept that stupid story going, that she would go bad. Because you know why? That's her bloodline.
Yeah,
Skywalkers aren't evil.
Well, you could have had Kylo Ren become good. Opposite. Well, they both switch.
She's literally the bloodline
into their proper places,
but she's bloodline of a Sith.
Yeah, and he's bloodline of a Jedi. So you could have had him totally flip roles.
Yeah, there's better odds that
he becomes a Jedi.
Yeah, exactly.
And then she becomes a Sith.
Yeah,
well,
because he should be a Jedi.
Yeah.
Well, let's not forget who killed the Emperor. Come on,
Kylo.
It was Vader.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Snoke.
Lord Vader.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
Protecting his kid.
Sir Vader. Yeah. Sir Vader, ma'am. Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
Formerly known as Anakin Skywalker.
Formerly known. Sir Vader, the shroom.
Yeah.
God, I wish we could show you guys a video, but I can't. But it's on YouTube. Check it out. What was it called, Ray?
Which? Oh, the look up Lego Death Star Cantina. Yeah, Lego Death Star Cantina, or just put in Star Wars Cantina. And it'll pop
This is
up.
a star.
It's a little comedy skit.
It's a fucking star. What kind of star?
Yeah.
Have you seen that before, Will?
No, but I've seen the Legos when the character's name was Lloyd, and the dad never knew him. And he goes, Lloyd? And he goes, no, my name's Lloyd. He goes, no, you're Lloyd. I named you.
There's
and he
two
goes,
L's.
Lloyd, there's 2 L's.
Lloyd.
And he goes, Lloyd. He goes, my name is Lloyd. He goes, no, I named you. Your name is Lloyd. No, I'm Lloyd. But it's reference to, the Star Wars that he never knew his, Vader never do Luke. So.
No, I wish they could have did more with it. I mean, why are you in a rush? You can make more money.
Yeah,
you could make way more money milking it.
And apparently
they wanted to get out of this whole Skywalker saga so fast. They
like those
care.
characters.
Like, we'll take the loss.
Apparently, Disney liked those characters. They like the Reys and the Kylo Rens. Those are characters that they created and established, and they should have rock and rolled with them. They could have went with them, but why do you end? Literally, just stamp it on that when the window was wide open. That's what I don't understand. Yeah. The window was literally wide open. Yeah, they could have just.
I think
went with
out of that whole series, I think my favorites were like Rogue One and
Solo. And Solo, absolutely.
Yeah, those are my 2 favorites out of all those.
Watching the J.J. Abrams one at first, it was pretty much step by step for The New Hope. I liked it at first, but then the more you watch it, like, good God,
I think we all like a movie at first because we're so excited and it's overhyped or whatever, and like I remember watching the first X-Men and like now I'm like, that wasn't that good.
It's hard to get through those.
Now I can't even watch them. I'm like, ugh.
Well, because that's another thing, like with X-Men, because I've always had a gripe with the X-Men. It's like, put on your fucking suits. Right. Literally, put on your fucking suits. You watch Spider-Man. Spider-Man isn't running around in street clothes. He's dressed as Spider-Man. Yeah. That's what I don't understand.
I think when Logan's like in the jet and he's like, what is this? And he's like, what do you expect? Yellow and
yeah, that's what we do expect.
I'm like, yes, that's what I do expect.
Exactly. You're a superhero.
Not everyone. I'm like, okay, Batman was huge in leather. Cool. Not everyone has to do it. Yeah. That's Batman.
So when I'm flipping through comics, that's what I see in the pages. Yeah. I expect to see it on the screen.
Now everyone wants this
everything's too cool for school.
Leathery ass fucking suit or whatever.
Yeah. If you guys weren't here with us, we're gonna do an arcade tour soon, but there's every version of Wolverine and all of our favorite comic book
and
heroes.
They all look like they did in the comics.
Yeah, they're in their comics. So why
they should
why they did that? I still don't know.
Because I think they like
the Blade
blue and
movies
yellow Hispanics is gay and
I know
Matrix movies, like everyone's in,
and you can still do the leather and just make it in yellow and blue. Like,
well, that's fine.
What's the problem?
But man, Wolverine's got to be in the suit. I mean, you can make everyone else look weird.
I can't believe they didn't put.
They all need to be in the suit.
Well, I agree, but
I think every character in comics should look like they did in the comics.
Okay, well, raise your hand if you're a super Cyclops fan.
I don't think it has to do with you being a Cyclops fan.
You
should just look.
Sorry, I'm not that nerdy.
You should just look like you did in the comics.
Hey, man, there's people that like
brown and yellow
Scott Summers. I know.
I don't think it has. It's not about being a fan.
No, I was just trying to be funny. I understand what you're saying. Blame it on Fox. Whoever wrote it. They just said they should have just nutted up and said, "Hey, in the suits, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Whether you think it's geeky, because I think who's the guy who played Logan? Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman said he would never.
I'm not wearing that fucking suit.
Well, then I'd be well, then you know what?
We'll get Kevin Costner or Mel Gibson then. Back in the day.
But right now, he's wearing a heartbeat.
Yeah, Because I look at it like saying, so basically, is what you're doing.
I want to be the white beater in the jeans.
So he likes that. I get that, but I think what my brother's trying to say is, I'm gonna say he's not poo-pooing on. He's not a fan. Like he doesn't know.
He's not a fan. He's
like I'm here for the gig.
He's an actor. Yeah.
So what Hollywood's basically saying is like, you're flipping through your comic book pages and you hate what you see.
Then don't.
You wish they had black leather suits.
It's like comics.
So that's basically what you're saying.
It's like comics?
Basically. When you're flipping through the pages,
I want to
like
look
saying,
I want to look like Batman.
Yeah, they all should look like Batman. That's basically what they're saying, that you don't like what you visually see, so we're going to correct that in the movies.
And when I see Logan, that's badass. I'm sorry, and he's not in a black suit.
I was over there looking at like my favorite Deadpool figure up there that my brother has. It's like it's almost identical to the comics when I was a kid. I'm like, how could you like? Oh, I don't want to wear that suit. I don't like the colors. Fuck you. They be gone.
Yeah.
I'll find someone else who does.
Yeah, I think they should look like they did in the comics, you know? Not everybody. I mean, sure, you got the Venoms. Sure, he's in black. He looks badass, but that's Venom. Spider-Man doesn't need to look... Well, you got the symbiote that was created with the Venom and all that, but they don't all have to look like they're fucking badasses.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they're Billy badass in black suits. That's...
Well, yeah, and that's always usually tied to like if you're a bad guy, like Darth Vader is.
Yeah, exactly like that.
When Spider-Man got the Venom in him,
right?
He went black.
Yeah,
and God, there's multiples. Superman.
Yeah, because it was Secret Wars number 9 is when you seen the first Black Spider-Man.
Sure.
That's when it all started.
Yeah.
Secret Wars, I think, number 9 or something like that. So that's when that all happened with that. But now it seems like they're all going black. Like Wolverine in a black suit, Cyclops in a black suit. It's just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know? There's a reason why they were drawn and colored a certain way, and let's just keep it that way.
And, I know the viewers can't see it, but there's a good X-Men Deadpool right over there. It's just perfect.
And he's not black. He's in his own colors.
Right.
So he pops.
Well, yeah, I guess he's kind of lucky because maybe he thinks, I got cool colors. I don't know.
He got lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, when I watch Spider-Man movies, especially with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, it's like, good God, that just kills it because the colors, it pops. But then when you watch the X-Men, it's just like, it doesn't seem like a comic book. Right. Spider-Man, I'm flipping through the pages, and I watch the Sam Raimi films. It's just like, wow, this really is a Spider-Man.
It's like they're all wearing their street
black
clothes,
leather,
right?
Fighting in every X-Men movie. It's like, no, wear this. And then when they do wear the suits, it's a black jumpsuit.
Well, what was nice, and I think we've talked about this before, Woo, is the next trilogy, the First Class. I really like those. Yeah. So you can take the first trilogy, but if you watch those next ones, there's a First Class, and
those are good.
I'm like, those are good. That's what if they would have done those originally, might have been a bit better. But better director, better writing, because those are pretty good. Those are watchable. The first three, it's like cringe.
I've tried.
It's tough.
They get worse.
Yeah.
I think they get worse.
No, they do. Yeah.
But that second trilogy, if you want to call it that, is better.
Yeah.
Because you got better actors, better writing.
But it's still not there.
It's not there.
It's not there.
It's just
like
better.
When
nowhere near where Marvel was at.
When the MCU came in, they just killed it from the gate. When Favreau got his hands a hold of Iron Man, it's just like, oh, Jesus.
Wow. Writers.
It's like, good God. And it's like they knew what they were doing. It's like they actually read the comics. And they appreciated the books.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is what Iron Man looks like. So let's make him look like Iron Man. For crying out loud, when you watch Jingle All the Way, that looks more like a freaking comic book than X-Men.
Yeah.
Turbo Man literally looks better than X-Men. Sadly enough.
True story.
It's the X-Men, and I watch this movie. It's like, good God, it doesn't even seem like an X-Men comic book. It doesn't seem.
Yeah.
Well, the only one that gives you the vibe on the first three X-Men is just Logan. Without the suit, it's like, that's Wolverine.
Yeah.
Everyone else is kind of like, okay, we got Jean Grey, red hair. Okay. Logan, red hair chick, bald guy.
Halle Berry nailed Storm, though.
Well, yeah,
she did. That's probably the only one that nailed, that's Storm. When they passed it to Halle Berry, I'm like, yeah, that's Storm. And I didn't need to see her in it. I'm like, yeah, that's Storm.
Super happy
light-skinned, gorgeous, has
that
black
she was Storm in
Yeah.
the next trilogy too.
Yeah.
So she went forward too.
Yeah.
So very happy about that because she definitely deserved to be Storm.
Yeah.
She just deserved a better story that she got, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, she didn't get like in the comics we grew up. Dude, she was so powerful.
Was she like claustrophobic and like they never use that in any like movies or
no.
like I mean, I don't know. It's just like when writing. I mean, I'm sure the writers write that kind of stuff in, but like producers are like we can only have hour and 30 minutes or 2 hours. We're gonna cut this out and cut this out and cut this out. It's like
she didn't get a backstory,
and that's why that's what I wish they would have did like Avengers. If you did that with X-Men, that'd be awesome.
Well, yeah, because a lot of them.
Yeah, you can do backstory movies on all of them, and then
they kind of did that when they did the next prequels.
Yeah.
You learned about young Charles.
Yeah.
You learned about Eric Magneto.
Yeah.
So it's like
no, I think and I'm still shocked that DC still hasn't learned from this.
Well, we talked about that last week.
You're given opportunities to learn from stuff that Marvel's done.
See what Marvel's done.
Yeah.
They put out a couple Iron Mans, and then they're like, we'll do a Thor movie. We'll do a Captain America movie.
Yeah.
We build this up. Then we go, boom, Avengers.
DC's like, they're doing Avengers. We got to do Justice League right now.
Now but you love all these characters individually.
Yeah. It makes it not just a group that you don't know nothing about. Like,
right.
It's a buildup is what it is.
It is.
Yeah.
DC's like,
and it's
Justice
a way
League,
of
boom.
like Disney, like us saying that they should
Who
milk
gives
it.
a fuck?
That's exactly what Disney should be doing with Star Wars. Is like milking it like that. Like, what are you guys doing? And I know they own it now, but Jesus, you should do the same thing with Star Wars.
Well, I think what Chris was saying a while ago, like saying how they should introduce like the Fantastic Four into the MCU is maybe like put in a Reed Richards or
that's what I'm saying.
So you can kind of like
even
whether
if
it goes,
it's just like a funny cameo or whatever.
Because I think that's what's gonna happen. Whether it's in the next Deadpool movie or Doctor Strange, you're gonna see something like Beyonder or Reed Richards.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna happen. I don't know yet. I don't got any details more than you guys.
Well, because I know,
they're gonna start. They're gonna start speaking. Yeah,
he's
Doctor
gonna be
Doom
in
is
like
gonna
WandaVision.
be.
I think he's gonna make his first appearance on WandaVision.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing.
And he's gonna be the next big baddie.
Yeah,
but he's like small time compared to what they're going for. So if you read Infinity Wars Secret Wars, so your kids out there, go buy your comics. Dude, we're talking about in the Marvel universe, they all have to get together to fight this one.
Yeah.
Which they did in the Infinity Wars too, but they didn't cover that in the movies.
No.
Because Secret Wars is huge. Yeah. Like huge.
When you need a whole team to fight somebody, that's awesome. Like that's what
I know, but like as my brother knows, it's different from what comics do to where like with the movies are at. Like in the comics, like Tony Stark was like, hey, Tony, go get me a coffee.
Yeah.
He wasn't big on that. It was more of the X-Men and
Fantastic Four.
And they were the big dogs at that time. So that means they're going to have to build that up. And in order to do that, they got to bring in Reed Richards at some point. They got that right? Is it Richard Reed or Reed Richards?
It's Reed Richards, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. And they got to build that in, and they got to start bringing the X-Men in at some point, at almost the same time.
Yeah.
Or because we're talking about this is probably 6 years from now, and they got to start building this.
Yeah. Yeah, because in the Infinity Gauntlet, in the Infinity Wars, the X-Men and the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, they were huge in that too. But as you know, at that point.
Because the Galaxy and the
they're nobodies.
They weren't even in it.
No.
So you get rid of the Fantastic Four because they were owned by Fox. So you got to they
just used or we're gonna use what we own. We have the Avengers and Guardians, right?
Which was a good replacement. Though.
Oh, it was.
Dude, I love Guardians.
Yeah.
But it doesn't follow the comics though.
No,
which is fun.
But like I said, that good replacement. That was awesome. I like it.
Dude, if you don't like Chris Pratt, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
And pretty much the whole cast.
Rocket or Groot or fucking. I mean, they're all
amazing. Star-Lord is
just
he's something else.
Star-Lord.
No, the whole cast was shit.
Dude, what's up?
What did he say? He's like, Star-Lord, man.
He's like, yeah.
You never heard
who
of
are you? Oh, dude, I'm Star-Lord. I don't know. Man, I'm Star-Lord, man.
Star-Lord.
No?
Internationally universal outlaw. No.
Like, never heard of you.
Man.
Just so disappointing.
That's what makes it funny, though.
Right. Well, it's that like kind of Han Solo vibes. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm like, dude, I did a Kessler run in 1.3 Kissels or whatever it's called.
Groot's got the one-liner, you know.
Yeah.
What's his name? Batista?
Oh,
What was his
Batista.
name?
Yeah, that was Batista. Yeah,
That dude was funnier than shit.
Those were just good movies.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It
just went over your head.
I thought those were better than the Avengers.
It went over your head. Nothing goes over my
Nothing
head.
goes over my
I
head.
would have grabbed it.
Like, yeah, the shit like that he says, I'm like, dude, this guy's awesome. He's got to be in more movies. Like,
Yeah, those I honestly thought those were
Yeah.
better than the Avengers.
best soundtrack ever. I was like,
Dude,
the soundtrack made
Dude, I
it.
could
Like,
get down on that right now.
everything about that movie was awesome. I'm like, I have nothing negative to say about it, honestly.
Hey, what?
Was that like the mixtape volume?
Yeah,
one?
it's
Yeah,
like-
Volume
He's
1.
walking around kicking the frogs on the alien planet.
And that's a great opening.
Opening,
scene.
right.
When I first seen it, like, I love this movie.
Come
It's
and get
it's
your
like
love.
a
2
minute and a
minutes
half.
in. Yeah, 2
It's
minutes
like,
in.
this
You're
could
like,
be my
you're like,
favorite
this
movie
is
of all
awesome.
time.
Right.
And I like a minute and a half in.
This is like 2 songs and like him just dancing around and
Was
shit.
it Come and Get Your Love?
Yeah.
Come and get your love. Come and get your love now. Yeah, that's a great movie. And I think we still listen to that soundtrack.
Oh
As
yeah,
weird nerds.
dude. Yeah, that was probably the most perfect done movie. I think.
Yeah, I think that was my personal opinion. That's
And I don't
my
know how they
favorite
did like in
Marvel
the box office or anything, but like it was awesome.
I'm sure it did well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they all kill it. You know,
hmm
all the MCU.
Yeah, it's
That was
like,
just like a perfect
it's
cast
like-
together.
yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah,
You feel it when it's the right cast.
Yeah.
Like, it's like there's not a weak link.
Yep.
It's like you're perfect. Everyone's perfect for their role.
yeah.
It's like, damn, dude, that doesn't happen very often.
No, that's something special. Yeah.
Because I've been rewatching. I know Wu knows this. I'm rewatching Lost again.
Oh shit.
I'm on early season 2. Dude, it's so good. It's like
Yeah.
you forget when you haven't watched it for like 7, 8 years. It's like this show is so good,
Yeah. Oh,
right?
man.
It's
No,
like
it is. My buddy Justin that I play, COD with, he's doing the same thing. He's like, dude, I'm watching Lost right now. It's so good. I'm like, isn't it?
dude.
And like he had me. I'm like, now you're saying it. I'm like, damn, I gotta go watch it now too. I'm like, damn.
Once it gets you, get you.
Yeah,
Dude, and it's like, what's funny is like the interactions mostly that get me. It's like the funny people, like Hurley's funny, right? But the interaction between like John Locke and Jack, I love that. He's like, "What do you believe so much, John?" Is like, "Well, because I have faith, and you're just a scientist." And it's like that stuff. He's like,
Because it was destiny for him. Like
Right.
the island brought him there
Yeah.
for a reason.
well, shit, I want to be there too if I came fucking on wheels and now I can walk.
Right.
And now I can walk. I'm like,
True.
I'm staying, bro.
Locke
You guys
never
can
wanted
go.
to leave. Jack, his whole goal was to get the fuck off the island.
Would you wanna
Locke's
leave?
Like, I'm
If
good,
you
dude.
came there on wheels and then you could walk, would you want to leave? I'm like, nah, I'm back on wheels again, probably. Like, nah, I'm staying. I'm good.
"Yeah."
Cool.
But even at this point where I'm at, Jack doesn't know that.
Yeah.
No, because nobody's seen him in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Because remember when
But no,
Locke
I
first
think-
looked up and he could like wiggle his
Yeah.
toes?
No, but
You didn't catch it at first, but later on you understood. Yeah.
he told Walt.
Mhm.
So I think Walt's the only person he told was like, when I got here, my legs didn't work. So
Believe.
Walt's connected too to some
Yeah.
strange degree. So now it's just fun watching again. It's like, dude, this is
Yeah, you're the second person that's mentioned that like in the last week. I'm like, damn it. I'm like, I'm gonna have to do
dude,
it.
get you. It's like I said, we were talking about earlier, Game of Thrones, and I told I'll throw it out again. So there's this guy on YouTube. His channel's like it's called Talking Thrones. Like think of what's that? Talking Dead.
The Walking Dead. Yeah.
So his channel is called Talking Thrones, and he's rewriting or not rewriting. He's writing a season 9 that never existed. The book stopped. Well, that dude's never wrote the
What is
books.
it, like fan fiction or is it a novel or what?
He's doing a kind of a fan fiction, but it's what he's doing.
Screenplay or how? What is his medium? How's he doing it? You know,
He's doing it like vocally. It's about a 30-minute video for each episode.
so he's basically
writing
doing
and
it's like a
narrating
novel.
He's just narrating it,
Yeah,
and he's
okay.
using like visuals from like past episodes.
Oh, okay, I got you. So he's doing like a slideshow with narration.
Well, it's very
stuff like
similar to the way you would write a screenplay.
Yeah,
Very similar because
Yeah.
like a page is a minute screen time,
Yep.
yeah,
and about 30-minute videos. And he's talking, and he's just using screen captures of past episodes,
yeah.
just to like
yeah. No, I got you. Yeah.
get that.
So it's like I said, like a quick
But it's
slideshow.
really good. Like I'm like, it's not like fan fiction is like, oh man, I'm just happy to have some new stuff. Like
Yeah.
this is compelling. I'm like, and like you read the comments are like, this will probably be your last video because HBO is gonna snatch you up. It's that good. It's like, dude, how do
Yeah.
you no, you shouldn't be able to come with this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and like you as a writer, you should, especially being a fan of something and then be able to write something. I'm like, this dude is doing better than
Well, Yeah, the actual
the
writer.
guys that make millions of dollars. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is like,
Well, I mean,
how'd you think of this? Right?
it's hard though because you have a story lined up for you.
Sure, it's
So
easier
it's easier
because-
for him. I mean, I'm sure the original writer got burnt out on the damn thing. You know, it's like,
Well,
especially getting pressure.
I don't want to get into Game of
HBO
Thrones
to
talk
do
too
the
long,
show.
but the original writers they had a problem with because they ran out of books.
Yeah.
Because the fucking author
No, I'm not
stopped
talking
writing
about the
books,
HBO writers. I'm talking about the actual author of Game of Thrones. Like,
Yeah.
he probably got burnt the fuck out of it, and then he got paid out
Yeah.
by
So I think we talked about
HBO,
this.
and he's like,
the
I have
last
no
episode.
motivation.
The show outshined him, so
Yeah.
it was like, fuck.
We did
this.
talk
I'm not
about it,
helping you guys. Yeah, but yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
it's
now.
like, fuck this.
Yeah.
He goes, I ain't writing nothing for you guys because at one point in time it was all about him, and
Yeah.
It was, yeah, we did talk about
the
it a little
spotlight
bit.
actually got took off of him. So he's like, maybe you guys will. I'll be on the spotlight again in a few years from now, and the show will kind of die off, and
Yeah.
we'll go back from there. But
After my dark,
you know, then when you
fucking
get-
book comes out,
when you get the writers who come in and write, are they true fans? You know, what is
Yeah, they were
their
true fans.
agenda?
That's
Yeah.
they're the ones who got it off the ground.
No. I mean the ones who wrote or writing after there's no more novels.
Yes,
So they're actually fans,
they were true fans. Yes,
and they shit the bed. What I'm understanding.
they shit the bed because they had no more. They wrote the last 2 episodes or last 2 seasons with no books.
Well, that's the thing,
Yeah.
though. That's
That's tough to do. If you're
well, you got someone telling you, they're like, well, what do we do? And he's like giving you like just
bits and pieces, like,
Bits
but
and
you don't
pieces,
need.
you're like,
you don't,
dude.
I know, but you need him. If you're a fan,
Well,
you should
when
Are
already
you
know
trying
the
to stay
direction
true
you
to the
want to
book
go.
or how the book's going to come out?
here's the thing.
You should already kind of have a sense
And
of where it's going.
I understand.
Well, I think that could have been.
But
on
here's
the
what
author.
I think you'll agree with me on. It's the dialogue, how people talk. That's all in that guy's head.
Yeah,
Like, you can okay, we're going to do this. We're going to kill a dragon. We're going to kill this person.
Right.
But it's the way people talk to each other.
I know, but
That's all in his mind,
but
dude.
you already have an idea of how they talk.
from the last few episodes.
You
Yeah,
do.
The last
It's already
few
there.
Seasons. Excuse me.
You already
That's-
know.
That's all in his
know.
brain, though.
I know,
You
but-
understand, though?
Kind of. I understand what
Like,
you're
if
saying.
you wrote a story, like, okay, this is what this guy does. I'm like, oh, I'll take it from here. And I'm like, but I'm not in that character because that's you.
I know, but
There's a part of you that's in that person.
But that character.
Yeah, but after seeing 5 seasons of that character, you
He's
know
already
that
created.
character.
Exactly
You
what I'm
would
getting at.
agree.
Yeah.
He's already created. He's already
But-
created character.
But they're
You
not.
already
You're
know
just
him.
looking for ideas for. They'll give you the filler.
But those
HBO
guys-
is
You understand
filler.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not writers.
I know, but they're.
I know they call them show producers, but they don't. If they wrote their own content, they wouldn't have
That's
hit
why
up
it took
George.
2 years to freaking do the damn thing.
Yeah. If you can write your own show, you don't take George R. R. Martin out to dinner and try to buy his books.
Okay, well,
You know
let's
what I'm
just.
saying?
We'll
If you have your own story, you make
Yeah.
your own damn story.
we're gonna go back to Lost. How many writers have been on Lost? Okay, and they all are the same.
Lost got pretty lucky.
I know, but the thing is, though, if you're writing for
you
Hurley,
got JJ and you got Carlton Cuse.
I know, but
that's what he's trying to say.
But
He's like, I know Hurley. I don't even if I'm a new writer to the show. I've watched the previous seasons. I know how Hurley is.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so you know how they talk, or their attitude, or that's what I think he's trying to say.
Exactly. Well, I'll agree with that, but
and especially after what he did 5, right?
If you ever watch Game of Thrones,
before they had
you
to write on
realize
their own.
though, Game of Thrones is like 99% dialogue,
Yes,
and he thinks it's like Dungeons and Dragons.
No, it's a shit.
He thinks people are going to be fighting around swords and shit all the time. Like, dude, it's talk.
There's not a lot of there's not a lot of action scenes like that. And then when they are, yes, it's a whole freaking.
So that's different, I guess. Yeah. So I'll take that as a compelling argument. That's like, yeah, dude, you should know by now.
And it seems like, sure, they're fans, but apparently they're not good writers.
Shit, I guess I'll admit that on YouTube. Yeah, they shit the bed then.
Yeah.
Because they should have wrote them
Just
better.
because they're fans doesn't mean they're good writers for.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They weren't writers.
Was there like a legality thing where they had to stay kind of onto his story, or?
Yeah.
What do you mean they weren't writers?
I'm sure he owes them
they
money.
Weren't writers.
I'm sure he owes them money because he didn't produce all the scripts.
But who wrote? Did they write teleplays, or what do you mean?
Well, they have to. They have to hire. I'm sure they write the teleplay, but it's based on someone else's story. So that's like me reading a book and making a teleplay. Does that make me the brilliant one? No.
It's the same thing. She's just breaking it down in the book form.
Anybody can do that. But they ran out of books.
I know what I'm saying, but
okay, so it's like giving you a book without the last 20 pages chapter. Yeah, pretty much the last chapter.
The author died right before the book ended, so you got to come in there and
you're like, what am I? How did you want it to end? And he's not giving.
But see, I understand that in a sense, just like saying, I know you got it's a 400-page novel. You got 325 pages of material. You can go in there and you kind of already have an idea of what the characters are. So you can go in there and you don't know the actual ending.
I think
because
the writer
respecting
for the author, they're like, we want to do it your way because you're the.
Because they were like, I mean, even if you disagree,
I would disagree with that.
Because you're like disagreeing at the end. It's like, this is how you want to end your books, your movie. He's like, yeah, it's my idea. And they're like, really? All right.
I don't think.
So if you ever, I don't want to talk about Game of Thrones all night, but if you ever watch Game of Thrones, the last 2 seasons aren't bad. They're debatable to some people. Like,
yeah,
it's the worst thing ever. And I'm like,
it didn't kill me.
There's good things and bad things, but
Yeah.
it's not the end of the world. It's not like it went from A+ down to like fucking what do you call that? Like a C movie level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also took him 2 years to have not.
Yeah, it's quite
suck
the opposite.
ass. I
Like
mean,
the video quality. I mean, they did everything to up it,
yeah.
except the story.
But do you actually think for a microsecond that the studio gave a fuck about that guy in this story?
Yes.
I think so, because they wasted 2 years trying to write it for him. They wasted 2 years of their hard-earned money.
He fucked us.
I
He literally said there's video on him saying, I will catch up. I will be there before they get to that point.
This is what I'm saying, though. Just because they're writing doesn't mean they give a fuck about his vision.
Dude, it's
obviously they cared that much because they were trying to wait on him.
Oh, they were trying to wait.
Yeah, they were trying to wait on him the whole time.
Wow.
I said this before. It's one of the few books.
And I'm actually surprised that they didn't sue him.
Right.
Because of it. Because
Right.
dude, could have ruined this whole project.
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. One of the few shows I watch that like follow the books, I'm like, dude, the words that come out of the actor's mouth is like word for word in the book. I'm like,
yeah,
literally, like,
yeah,
the scenes are following the fucking books, dude. Like, they ain't fucking around.
No, they literally had to probably fucking have someone dialecting their fucking books, like, and trying to rewrite the damn
like,
thing.
you hear your script.
It's probably a nightmare. Like, it's not just some simple book. It's like giving you like Lord of the Rings or something. You know, This ain't easy to rewrite and make up your own story. And midway through it.
Oh. Well, look at it again, man. We're at 1:14, hour and 14 in. You got any more stuff we want to talk about?
I say we save it.
Want to call it night, guys?
Call it night. And end on the Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones talk. Dude, I would love more Game of Thrones talk. So we'll see what happens.
And I haven't even watched Game of Thrones.
Dude, we gotta get him. We gotta get him to watch it. Leave a comment down there.
Homework.
Dude, trust me.
You got like a month.
Thanks for tuning to Nerd Brothers. We love you. Chris, Ray, Woo.
Peace out.
Later, guys.
Wow. Awesome.
That's a wrap.